A very good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE CAST on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines today. In the headlines tonight, Yumba District holds a 3 days Ijtima Worldwide Islamic Pilgrimage. Witch doctors warned against disrupting community harmony in Zombo District. And former LRA commander charged with 78 counts. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. It's the 18th of December 2020. Your most television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Muslims from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, Obongi, Mbale, Yumbe, Jinja, Arua, Gulu, other parts of West Nile region and Uganda at large on Sunday the 17th of December 2023 concluded a 3 days Ijtima Islamic Seminar with a prayer in Yumbe district. Osuta Yusuf has more.
The 3 days Ijtima, whose orientation on Islamic faith and prayer session at the closer headed by the regional Amir of Islamic religion, Sheikh Adam Okwa, attracted over 11,311 Muslims across the world. Mr. Izamaham Nizami, who enjoined thousands of his fellow Muslims in attending the Ijtima, described it as an event that prepares people spiritually for life after death.
So when you attend that thing, it gives you a lot of strength in your faith. You will be able to differentiate the life here and the life after. So when you deal with the people, you deal very, very carefully. You will not want to actually offend someone. You know, you will feel when you have a problem with another person, it has to be resolved before you die. So I have treated it important because even the nature of the prayer, they led it there, you saw it. Some people were crying, others were doing.
Sheikh Drigo Muhammad Adam, who happens to be one of the attendants of the 3 days seminar, upon briefly narrating the importance of Ijtima, said, one of the purposes of Ijtima is for Muslims to come together and share ideas. He also explained another importance of Ijtima as an occasion for Muslims to know each other within and across the world.
Ijtima is a gathering of Muslims in one place to come and remember Almighty for the deeds of Almighty. And secondly, to unite Muslims, to unite their hearts for worshiping Almighty. And how you as a Muslim, how do you look in front of people? How do you appear? Your talks, your dressing, the way you behave with the people. This is the importance of Ijtima. The importance of Ijtima unites all Muslims to love each other. You know, in Islam, Prophet Muhammad Sallam said in a hadith, authentic hadith, that a Muslim brother have to love his Muslim brother like he loves his body. What you want for you, you have to want it for your fellow brother, Muslim brother. So, Ijtima is to go and unite the soul, the heart of Muslims, which means it is a gathering of different types of people to come and share one idea of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu was doing. That's why you see Islam, it starts with the Prophet Muhammadun sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The fifth reason for the Muslims to gather together is to go and know each other. White one, black, red, different colors to gather together, so they rebuild their unity in God or in Allah's path. So a Muslim in America will know, hey, we have Muslims in Yumbe. Those of Yumbe will know we have Muslims in Pakistan. Those of Pakistan will know we have Muslims in Congo.
One of the attendants of the Ijtima, Mukhtar Marjan Guma, has requested the Muslim leaders to continue organizing such seminars yearly in order to bring youth near to avoid them going astray.
This is the thing that is in fact helping the Muslim youth. They go and attend, they get the Islamic attendance, they get the Islamic words, in fact they go they from the Ijtima, other people they go away for preachings, they go for 3 days, others go for 40 days, others go for 4 months. They go to the various places to preach. It's so marvelous, it is very nice, it helps a lot in the Islamic area. So at least the organizing, we are encouraging our leaders to go with it every year to encourage our youth to avoid youth to go astray, because when youth they come out from the school, at least they need to be kept busy for doing other things. So that is one of the parts we are providing for them. As a Muslim leaders, we provide it for our youth to continue in that area so that they get Iman, which is the faith. They forget about robbing people, doing other contrary things. It helps a lot in Islam.
Osuta Yusuf, Personal Television, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories tonight. Witch doctors and traditional herbalists operating in Zomba district have been strongly cautioned against causing disunity, divisionism and crimes within the community. Alfred Jawok reports.
Reverend Patrick Beroshan, the parish priest, Kango Catholic Parish, Nebi Catholic Diocese, has cautioned the traditional herbalist to refrain from weird acts that promote crime, divisionism, which create insecurities in the district. Beroshan, in his sermon to the mourners during the burial of Rosamond Anishan, the former staff by the secondary school at Waragirmash today, cited an example where a believer was evicted on such allegation. He further stated that they pledged to cooperate with security forces to eliminate quack witch doctors extorting money from gullible people within the district.
There are 3 categories of people to fear. Wicked people, the very wicked. That rich. Epano, proverb, never bola washinian. Diwon miki, pomu, ni miki bebe, diwon traka. Biti ka planning, kanen kima gi learning kode. Kima gi beri kode. Chimbiyo mungu ka kodi dineni. They only plan evil. Wicked people. Akita no mewe ni bino mo kikare cheke. Ikileza kitie. Ikamete kitie. Ikile kitie. Kare cheke kitie. And you must not fight them. Put my put it in Wait. Complete money. Thou go get your there is evil. Pimagi paro, pimagi chango, pimagi leku, pimagi tiye, rush. They're there. Kitano minario. Jumatumundu mo naive people. Those are naive. Eli kiti danuma sangish mikitiye. Ginyo mbolembe matush. Lema ginyo tinya kanom. Gishalu buku mapodiki ongwe a plain paper. People think if you see the challenge, let them under. Eke onya jajok, you are oh, where the job, you need that. Eke onya ele, akaraman ele. Whatever magilogo pole, gilogo eshi. There, giti. Ibi angika eshi.
Meanwhile, James Chekechan, the chairperson Local Council 3 Ward Sub-County, who doubles as Deputy Dean of Chairpersons Local Council 3 in Zombo District, said the community should follow the right culture to excommunicate a bad person but not take laws into their hands. Chekeshan also advised the team of witch doctors or traditional herbalists to submit their operating licenses within 2 weeks as agreed upon in a meeting in early this month. He further emphasized that they do not want any issues causing disunity among the local community, especially during the festive period when everyone is looking forward to celebrating the day.
I'm cautioning the witch doctors to desist from giving false informations, especially in Zombo district where issues of witch doctors have become rampant and where they are causing confusions even at a time that so and so is bewitching the other fellow, which is not the case. For me as a leader, I don't believe in it, and I believe that once a person is sick, the person should be taken to a hospital and the person should be checked up, and the doctors should give him the right prescriptions and descriptions of the sicknesses that each and everyone is suffering from. Because now when you go to a witch doctor, he will deceive you that so and so is the one which is causing for your sickness and illness, which at times becomes a problem in our community. Hence, as leaders, it becomes a problem to us in terms of making security for people within there that may cause even death. So we don't want it. And as leaders of LC3 in Zombo, I'm cautioning all the witch doctors within Zombo district that they should desist from such kind of act. And also my appeal goes to my fellow LC3 chairpersons of Zombo district lower local government that in our areas of jurisdictions, they should also check on the operations of the witch doctors so that we crack down the witch doctors that are confusing communities in their issues.
Late Rosamond Anichan was born on 30th August 1981 and studied in Agermach Primary School, St. Peter's College were girls, and Luero SS respectively. She died on Tuesday 12 December this year at the age of 42. She was laid to rest at her ancestral home, War Agermach, War Sub-County, Zombo District. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, the International Crime Division Court of Uganda today charged Thomas Koyelo, the former Lord Resistance Army commander, with 78 and out of 93 counts. Thomas Koyelo, who has been in court for the last 13 years, has been on remand since 2009 when he was arrested by the Uganda People's Defense Force from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He's facing 93 counts which include war crimes, crimes against humanity related to sexual violence, murder, kidnapping, and also enslavement to torture. Take a look.
During a court session which was presided over by 4 judges from the International Crime Division Court in Gulu City, the former Lord Resistance Army commander, Thomas Koyelo, have been charged with 74 counts.
Exceptional competencies with the repetition of count 45, the accused has a case to answer in respect of the remaining 78 counts. The court ordered that he shall be forced to his defense on those counts.
The court also acquitted Thomas Koyelo with 15 counts, which also include murder, crime against humanity, and many others.
59 and 83, the accused has no case to answer and is hereby acquitted on those particular counts.
After the ruling, the defense lawyer asked court to give them time to consult their client, gather evidence to come back and defend the accused on the 78 counts levied on him.
So the accused had requested us that we get the ruling, copy of the ruling, we get a copy of the charge sheet, we sit down with him, we go through those 78 charges, and we also remember some of these things which took place in court, and we also guide him on where he has not remembered.
Ivan Ocheng, the prosecution lawyers, says this does not mean the defense team have lost the case. It has relieved them from other burdens.
So as a defense, it's a reduced burden for him, and we believe that he will be able to explain himself. And I also want you to understand that when court finds that he has a case to answer, it doesn't mean that he has lost the case. It just means that the prosecution, through the witnesses they brought, there are some aspects where court feels that he should give a defense, he should explain.
Jacqueline Okwi, the Public Relations Officer, Directorate of Public Prosecution, a government arm that charged Thomas Kwoyelo to the International Crime Division Court, says this is the first time DPP is undertaking such a high-level case in Uganda.
This morning, the High Court, the International Crimes Division, has ruled that 78 charges out of 93 charges had sufficient evidence and therefore put Kwoyelo Thomas on his defense in respect to these 78 charges, meaning that the prosecution was able to adduce substantial evidence to prove to the required standard these 78 charges.
Jacqueline also added that the 15 case lost was because of the few challenges the prosecution had encountered during the court process, which took more than 10 years.
And this was because a number of our witnesses died, some of them relocated. You know, at the time that this case was investigated, most of the victims or witnesses were in IDP camps. So by the time the case came up for trial, these victims and witnesses had relocated. So it became very difficult to get them to come and testify in court. We also had the challenge of some of the witnesses losing their memories, and then others, by the time of the hearing of the case, they were of advanced stage and they couldn't really come to testify in court.
In 2009, Thomas Kwoyelo was accused of sexual violence, murder, hostage-taking, and kidnapping, robbery, among others, allegedly committed between 1993 and 2005 in Pabo Sub-County, Amur District. Stephen Okelo for West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories this evening. Officials from the Forum for African Women Educationalists, a non-governmental organization working towards supporting the girl child and women, recently engaged with the various leaders of the Adjumani district so as to identify the gaps affecting women with the aim of finding solutions to their problems. Take a look.
Forum for African Women Educationalists, abbreviated as FAWA Uganda, a non-government organization working towards empowering young girls and women, met several leaders of Adjumani district so as to discuss and forge ways to empower the girl child. The meeting that took place on the 14th of December 2023 at Dubai Hotel attracted the political, technical, and cultural leadership of the Madi people, where the leaders expressed challenges and ways of how to support and protect the girl child. Asiba Zuyo Nancy, the programs manager for Uganda, says that the meeting is in line with one of their projects that seeks to improve on the rights of the girls and women.
Now, the ultimate goal of this project is to ensure there's increased enjoyment of health-related human rights by the most marginalized and vulnerable rights holders. And we are particularly interested in girls and young women in the targeted areas of Uganda. For us to note is also that this project is in two districts in this country. It is in Adjumani district, it is in Buyende district.
Speaking at the exercise, His Highness Drani Stephen, the chief of Palonya clan, also expressed concern over the few numbers of women engaging leadership, which he attributes to lack of empowerment.
The number of women in leadership roles is very low. It's very low, not because of the making of men, necessarily. It is very low because women have not got the empowerment of our desire for them to come up to the place.
Moses Chiberia, the District Service Commissioner Jumon, also cautioned the members of the public to work hard towards transforming out of poverty, as poverty has been identified as one of the greatest vices affecting society.
So that belief that my poverty fits me is actually a joke. It is so derogatory the community that you belong to. So it should be discouraged with the strongest terms as possible so that people tend to work towards prosperity.
Api Irina Drupio, the Secretary for Finance at Juman District Local Government, lauded FAWA Uganda for organizing the meeting, as she called upon leaders who attended the meeting to ensure that the rights of the women and the girls are protected. Api also went ahead to appreciate the National Resistance Movement government for elevating women to positions of responsibility.
I want to thank FAWA very much for what they have done. And this is a very important meeting that us women will need to advocate for. And it is good that I want to ask the women and the men inside here to at least observe the rights of the women and take care of the rights of the women. Those days we were down the grassroots, but now I want to thank this government very, very much, NRM government, for uplifting the women to all the positions that they can.
According to the Global Gender Gap Report released in 2022, Uganda ranks in the 109th position out of 156 countries in terms of gender parity in top leadership positions. Farish Majid, Alan Onzima, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, on Monday the 18th of December handed over luxury vehicles, each costing at least 500 million shillings to the beneficiaries, including Edward Sekandi, Professor Edward Rumugago, and Alhaji Moses Kigongo. However, the decision has triggered the public uproar, especially on social media, with some questioning the huge expenditures of taxpayers' money on luxurious cars. The Speaker, Anita Among, has defended the Parliament's decision to spend over 2.5 billion shillings on procurement of new vehicles for former Speakers of Parliament. And that, viewer, marks the end of the NILE Cast on your West Nile Television. Thank you, viewers, for always being with us from the beginning of the NILE Cast to the end of the NILE Cast on your West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Christine. Have a good evening.